We have Duke in California. Thanks for waiting. You're on with Dr. Darrel Ray and Matt Dillahunty.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for taking my call. So I wish I had an elevator pitch for this, but I'm trying to do the best I can. I got into an argument with someone about the nature of belief. And so I hold that a true dichotomy is two sets that are mutually exclusive and jointly exhaustive. So that means nothing can fall out of those two sets. And so when it comes to belief, everything either believes a proposition or it doesn't believe the proposition. And
Correct.
The position of the person I was arguing with said, no, that's not true. Something can fall outside of those two sets.
No, it can't.
And so, okay. So basically what it came down to is I said everything in our known universe either believes God exists or doesn't believe God exists. And the position of the person that I was arguing with said, no, there are people who don't believe a God exists. And then the other set are people who do not believe a God exists. And so everything else would fall out of those two sets. So I just
you just said the same thing twice. You said there are people who believe that God doesn't. So it's really simple. And there's the law of non-contradiction. There's identity, non-contradiction, and excluded middle. Those are the three foundations of logical thought. A equals A. A does not equal not A. Everything is either A or not A. So right. if the proposition is X is true, you either accept that proposition or you do not accept it. There is no middle ground.
Okay. And so let me just be very clear, because I may have said it wrong, but I agree with you on those laws of logic and that everything either fits in set A or set B. But I think the position, I'm trying to be fair, the person who I was arguing with said only people with a mind can fit in those two sets. And everything else in the universe that do not have a mind.
No, it's just false. A rock does not believe that a God exists. It is incapable. It couldn't possibly believe because it doesn't have a mind, but it does not believe. It is not convinced that the proposition is true. You are either convinced of the proposition or you are not convinced of the proposition. And that's true for everything. Rocks, golf clubs, assholes, both figurative and literal.
Okay. All right. All right. That's basically it, because that's the position I took. And I just wanted to get a second opinion. So I'd have to just, tell them, hey, somebody else said something different that agreed with me. So
which gets you absolutely nowhere. Going to them and saying you found somebody who agrees with you is pointless and stupid. And it doesn't matter if you show them this video, because until you can understand and describe and explain why you are correct, you will make no headway, and you should make no headway. At no point should you go to someone else and say, well, I called Matt and he agreed with me, because their response should be big fucking deal. That's a fallacious appeal to authority. Instead, you have to actually learn this stuff and explain it to the person you're talking to.
I totally agree with you. So
then go therefore and do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do that thing. I bless you to go forth and unto the world and extolling the virtues of identity, non-contradiction, and excluded middle.